Hi, Avicii. We're one of your huge, massive fans. I'm Sam,
And I'm Riley.
and we heard that you committed suicide and killed yourself in 2018, and we just wanted to do a quick video message to show you that we're fans of your music. We like what you did for your music, and we especially like the song you did, Wake Me Up. And I just find it insane that you killed yourself just because you were overwhelmed of your fans and the demand for more concerts. In my opinion, that was really silly to do, and it's just brought such an impact to all of us that you killed yourself. And we enjoy listening to your music a lot, and you had so much to live for, and it was just so disappointing that you took your whole life away, and you've disappointed all of your fans. Is there anything you want to say to Avicii?
Yes, Avicii, you will be totally missed. We won't forget who you are. You were a lovely DJ singer and artist. I loved my two favorite songs of yours were "Wake Me Up" and "Hey Brother." Yeah. Do you know Hey Brother?
Yeah, that's another song that I like from Avicii, and Levels.
Oh yeah, I know Levels too.
My favourite album from you, Avicii, is the True album, because it has Wake Me Up on it.
Mine too.
We're wishing you all the best to rest in peace, and you are totally missed by not just us, but everyone who likes your music. And, if you still had the chance to think before you actually killed yourself, you should have just chosen to not throw your whole life away and then just die, because that's unnecessary.
It was pretty sad.
Because your death reminds me of Kurt Cobain from Nirvana, because he also killed himself just because of being famous, and that he just couldn't handle being a famous musician. If you are listening to this, Avicii, we hope you've enjoyed it, and we wish you all the best for basically everything. Rest in peace, mate. Hey, Taylor Hawkins. We're one of your huge, massive music fans. I'm Sam.
And I'm Riley.
And last year we heard that you died, and it was all because you were so addicted to drugs that when it got inside your body, it made your heart explode, and you had a whole mixture of cocaine and heroin and a bunch of other drugs, which instantly made your heart explode, and your death was massive around the entire world. It shocked fans, and Dave Grohl hasn't felt the same without you. He's been feeling really depressed, and the Foo Fighters have not been the same without you. When you joined in 1997, you became one of the best rock drummers that the world has known. And my favourite drumming that you did for the Foo Fighters was Everlong, which was a song written by Dave Grohl in 1997 on the album The Colour and the Shape. And something I'd like to also say is that you should not have been taking all those drugs, because overdosing yourself on an excessive amount of drugs can really kill and harm you. And it was just really stupid and quite unnecessary to be crazy on those drugs. Because even though, from what I know, you survived a few crazy drug overdoses, but last year in March, you didn't survive that one. And I'm really depressed, and I haven't been feeling the same about the Foo Fighters since you've died. And I feel the pain of Dave Grohl and all the other members of the Foo Fighters since you've been gone, and it's been really depressing. And what would you like to say to Taylor Riley?
Taylor, I've been a big fan of the Foo Fighters since I was really little. And Taylor, you'll be deeply missed. And I loved Everlong so much. He was the best. And my advice is I wish you all the very best, and don't take any more drugs. You wouldn't have died if you took drugs. If you didn't, it's a bit sad, eh? It's a bit, eh?
Yeah, my friend Riley has a point there. If you weren't taking drugs, you would have still been alive today, to this day. And you were such an incredible skilled drummer. And when I went to see the Foo Fighters in January 2018, the day before Australia Day at Suncorp Stadium, you guys, along with Dave and all the other Fooies, were just absolutely mind-blowing. You guys rocked the whole stadium, and Dave Grohl was being funny as usual with all his swearing cuss bombs and everything else you can think of that he does to be funny. And some other drumming from you, Taylor, that I also like is My Hero, Learn to Fly, Times Like These, Monkey Wrench, All My Life, Best of You, This Is a Call, Skin and Bones, Wheels, and many other Foo Fighters songs that I've heard, but I just can't think of them at the moment. But those are the songs that I'm most familiar with at the moment, which are also nearly all the songs from the Greatest Hits album. And Taylor, you are going to be deeply missed by not just us, but also my mum is a huge fan of you, and she was shocked, and she felt a bit devastated when she found out that you recently died, and it also broke Dave Grohl's heart, because there were 2 tribute concerts for you, Taylor, just for you, performed by the Foo Fighters, and I think Red Hot Chili Peppers were also part of the tribute concert. And there was one point during the show that Dave Grohl broke down in tears because he misses you, Taylor, and it's just really devastating that you're not there with us anymore. And my other friends, Jody and Scott, they're Fooey fans as well, and they've also felt bad for when they heard about your death, and it's not the same without you. It's not the same for the Foo Fighters, and for as long as you will be missed, you will not be forgotten. You are in the center of our hearts and all of your fans' hearts. Even Alanis Morissette, it misses you as well, because I heard that you were her drummer for a while, and then you joined the Foo Fighters. She misses you just as much as we miss you. We hope you appreciate what we've just said for you, Taylor, and rest in peace, all the best. Hi, Elvis, also known as the King of Rock and Roll. We're big fans of your music. I'm Sam.
And I'm Riley.
And we've been a huge fan of your music for a very long time. And since that you died in the mid-70s, it's just been an absolute shock to everyone, not just us, but to us as well, because you were such an excellent rock star, and we even agree that you're the king of rock and roll because you were one of the first musicians to make rock music, and you also inspired the Beatles to come together and form a rock band, which happened in the 60s, and the Beatles were such an excellent band just after you came around, and then they got inspired by you, and Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, John Lennon and George Harrison all got together, named themselves the Beatles, and made music. And my favourite song from you, Elvis, is Jailhouse Rock, and I also like Hound Dog, All Shook Up, Heartbreak Hotel, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear, There'll Be Peace in the Valley for Me Tonight, Can't Help Falling in Love with You, Bossa Nova Baby, and I also have your essential Elvis Presley album, which contains all your famous, popular, awesome songs on it, which has Jailhouse Rock, and I am also able to play both those songs on guitar and drums as well, and I know all the lyrics to it, and my friend Riley over there, he likes to play Jailhouse Rock on the drums, and he knows all the lyrics to it, and we also like to do our own extended version of Jailhouse Rock by making the intro a little longer and then a longer outro and a bit more extension to the solo part and a bit more verse lyrics to some of the verses of the song. And what would you like to say to the King of Rock and Roll?
Elvis, you were my favourite musician of all time. And it was an absolute shock, and it was to hear of your passing was very sad. Because the main song I liked from you is Jailhouse Rock. So along with Sam, he likes it too. It was all my all-time favourite song. And guess what? I still love it. And we still love it, don't we, Sam?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you are missed by all your fans, including us, and another true fact is you're always in the center of our hearts, and your music always touches us, lives on. We still enjoy listening to your music despite that you died from a cardiac arrest in the 70s, and we just are really shocked and devastated that you died so young.
And his daughter passed away too.
Yeah,
Lisa.
and recently this year, your daughter Lisa Marie just recently
Passed away.
passed away,
It was a shock.
and I've had no idea who Lisa was until I saw Presley, and then I saw in an article report that it mentioned Elvis's daughter, and then I went like, so that's who Lisa Marie is, because I was confused and I had no idea.
It's made us feel shock of what happened to your daughter, Elvis.
We miss you heaps, Elvis, and we wish you all the best to rest in peace.
Bye-bye, Elvis.
Hi, Olivia Newton-John. I'm Sam.
And I'm Riley.
We're some of your fans, and last year it was an absolute shock to hear that you've been battling cancer for so many years that I kind of lost count of how long it was, and considering that you've been battling it for so many years, it instantly took your whole life away and it killed you. And what I would like to say is you did quite an excellent role play in Grease as Sandy. And John Travolta was an excellent Danny actor, and you guys made a really nice couple together in the movie. And I especially like these songs from Grease. Summer Nights, Hopelessly Devoted to You, We Go Together and You're the One That I Want. They're really awesome songs. I like the melody and beat to it, and I like all the costumes that you guys wore in the movie. And for as much as me, Riley, your millions of fans miss you, John Travolta also misses you as well. And it just felt so romantic, in my opinion, that he wrote you a letter saying you're Danny. And what would you like to say to Olivia?
Well, Olivia, I'm very sorry that you've been battling cancer for 30 years now. It's been 30 years since she's had it. It's been about years.
So that would have meant when she was 33, she first was diagnosed with cancer, and
yes, that's correct, Sam. She got diagnosed from the hospital or the doctor, whatever she went to. And Olivia...
Wait. If it was 30 years, then she would have been 43. And if you plus that by 30, it'll equal 73.
So 70. Yeah. You did such a good job of playing Sandy, Olivia. And me and Sam are a big fan of Grease, and we love all your songs, along with that you did with John Travolta. Is there anything else you want to say too, Sam?
Yeah, a nice friend of ours, Trinity Nicholson, she played as your character Sandy when me and Riley were in year 8 at Seton College, and we performed the musical with a lot of the other students who played different roles. Like, there were schoolboys, there were schoolgirls, there were cheerleaders, there were T-Bird boys, and Ben Harris, Logan Latanzo were two actors of Danny Zuko. Anna Kay was Rizzo. Sarah Goodwin was Frenchie,
Mm.
and there was someone who was Jan Marty.
Oh yeah.
Jai Phillips was also in it, but I can't remember what character he was. But all I know is the character says, "Forget the camera, keep on the beat." And for the before it's the Born to Hand Jive scene, where Danny and Sandy and all the other actors do a dance and they jive, and and we did such an awesome job on that, performing that musical to the whole school, that we impressed everyone, including our families, and it also brought back memories to everyone that was there, because they were impressed. And another funny thing that happened after the performance was my dad said I was the best dancer compared to everyone else. I'm not sure why he thought that, but it sounded pretty funny to me. And my parents were proud of me once I walked off stage and we finished the show, because it was at the end of the musical. And in 2018, me and Riley didn't quite know each other back then that well, but that was this same. But 2018 was the year I met Tom York, who's another funny, awesome friend of ours. He was also in Greece. He played as a schoolboy, and I met him first before I met Riley later the next year, 2019, and I went to Tom's party, and it was quite fun going bowling with him.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your favourite songs from Greece?
My favourite one would have to be Summer Nights. That's my top favourite. And yeah, it was the best. I loved doing all the dance moves. I loved singing everything in all the parts when we were back at school. It was just the favourite time of my best time of that year, of year 8. It was my favourite. So yeah, that was my favourite part of the show and the musical.
If you were there to see us, Olivia Newton-John, along with John Travolta and all the other Grease actors, you guys would have absolutely loved it. Not joking. You would have absolutely loved it, and you would have been so impressed. Rest in peace, Olivia. Hey, Freddie Mercury. We are huge fans of your music. I'm Sam.
And I'm Riley.
And when you were alive, you were such an amazing singer. You blew everyone's minds, and you even inspired other singers to sing similar style to like you used to. And even though me and Riley were both born in the 2000s, we soon got into your music a few years later after we were born. Like, I got into Queen when it was 2013, and when did you get into Queen?
About 2015.
And I wasn't listening to many songs. It was mainly just You're My Best Friend and Another One Bites the Dust that I was listening to. But many years later, I was listening to more of your music, and it was just such an honor that I got into your music. And you, along with Brian May, Roger Taylor and John Deacon, made a perfect group of boys and you guys made the best rock music that I've ever heard. Even though there are other rock artists that I like and big fans of their music, like Rolling Stones, Green Day, Metallica, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, The Killers, Maroon 5, and Supertramp, The Scorpions. Your Queen music is the best. And and with the help of your music, you inspired me to become a musician myself, because I'm a songwriter, a singer, guitarist, and a drummer. And I was inspired by Roger's drumming to be a drummer, and Brian May inspired me to be a guitarist. And your voice absolutely blew my mind away, because from what the truth has been revealed from scientifically, that you're the best singer of all time, and no one can sing like you can. But there is one guy who sings like you. His name is Mark Mattel, and he has a very similar voice ability just like yours. And when I went to see Queen in concert at Suncorp, February 13th, 2020, it was an absolute amazing concert. Brian May was amazing, Roger Taylor was awesome, and it just would have been so much better if AIDS didn't kill you, because you would have still been alive today, and it would have been excellent seeing you live. Because if it weren't for AIDS, I would have seen you, and it would have been classic original Queen instead of Queen plus Adam Lambert. Is there anything you'd like to say for Freddie Mercury?
Yes. Well, my favourite song then was from Queen is Don't Stop Me Now. Another One Bites the Dust. Fat Bottom Girls. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. We Will Rock You. And many more songs. And You're My Best Friend Too. That's your favourite too. Love that one. And I Want It All too. Any other things you'd like to say?
Yeah, most of these songs I'm just about to mention weren't written by you, Freddie, as I'm aware, because a lot of the songs were written by different members, like Brian, Roger, and John. But those are the Queen songs that I particularly enjoy. I Want It All, You're My Best Friend, Bohemian Rhapsody, Another One Bites the Dust, Killer Queen, Fat Bottom Girls, Bicycle Race, Save Me, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Somebody to Love, Now I'm Here, Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, Play the Game, The Flash Theme, Seven Seas of Rye, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, Headlong, The Miracle, Friends Will Be Friends, I Want to Break Free, Spread Your Wings, Death on Two Legs, 39, Sweet Lady, Seedside Generous, Good Company, God Save the Queen, Thank God It's Christmas, Those Are the Days of Our Lives, and A Kind of Magic, Under Pressure with David Bowie, and about Under Pressure, your voice and Bowie's voice was such an absolute classic. It made the song stand out really well for when it was released, and you guys made a perfect duo together. And it just surprised me that you brought Bowie into the song, and you guys both had awesome voices. And because I know a lot of facts about Queen, I heard that you met Brian and Roger while they were in another band called Smile with another guy called Tim, and Tim recently left Smile in 1970, and then you guys met Freddie and called yourselves Queen and released your first album in 1973. And then, and your first single hit that I know you guys had was Seven Seas of Rye. And even though I enjoy a lot of your songs, but the main one that I enjoy the most is I Want It All. I can play that song on the drums, and I can play a little bit of it on guitar, and I know basically nearly all the words to it. I can also play another one, Bites the Dust, on the drums. Fat Bottom Girls, You're My Best Friend, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Somebody to Love, We Will Rock You, and I'm trying to learn how to play We Are the Champions, because that's a really awesome beat to it as well. And I remember that I've also played Hammer to Fall as well, which is also another song I forgot to mention that I like, including Ray Gaga and the concert that you did with Queen in 1985 called Live Aid. It was so spectacular. You guys rocked the stadium. You basically made a big punch hole in the sky with all your talent and power, and I just laughed so hard when I found out from Elton John, because I read in an article that Elton John said backstage when you guys finished your show, he was like, "You bastards stole the show." and Queen was basically the main reason everyone came to Live Aid, because you guys are just one of the top best bands of all time. And you just basically made a bunch of music that everyone particularly enjoyed. And it was awesome. And not only all your fans, including us, miss you, but Brian and Roger miss you a lot, and your long life friend Mary Austin, including Jim Hutton, miss you as well. Every day that Brian and Roger cannot stop thinking about you. You were so special to them, and it's just so depressing for them that they're performing without you. But considering that during Queen Adam Lambert concerts, they show a video clip of you singing Love of My Life, it's just awesome, because I saw that when I went to see Queen live, and despite that you're not alive, it was just awesome to at least see you on a video clip at the concert. And even though I already knew Riley when they came to Rock Brisbane, he had no idea that they were performing at Suncorp, and he felt quite upset that he didn't go to see them, because he likes Queen just as much as I do. And we also have a friend named Grace Lindemann, and she's a massive Queen fan too. And last year for her birthday, I gave her some Queen albums, the first greatest hits and the second greatest hits album. And I recently brought her another Queen album, the second greatest hits album, which I'll just this album, which is my favorite greatest hits album, because it has I Want It All, Ray Gaga, Under Pressure, A Kind of Magic, I Want to Break Free, Innuendo, It's a Hard Life, Breakthrough, Who Wants to Live Forever, Headlong, The Miracle, I'm Going Slightly Mad, The Invisible Man, hammer to fall, friends will be friends, show must go on, and one vision. And this is a Christmas gift that I'm going to be giving Grace whenever I get the chance to see her, and I know that she's going to love it. You are missed deeply by everyone, Freddie, and rest in peace.
We'll miss you, mate.
Hey, Bon Scott, we're fans of your AC/DC music. I'm Sam.
And I'm Riley.
And we just wanted to do a quick tribute to show you our honour and respect for the AC/DC songs you did for us, which was Highway to Hell, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, TNT, and a lot of other AC/DC songs that I can't even name at the moment, but I can only name these three. And I heard that your cause of death was choking on vomit, which was absolutely horrible, and it's just nasty if you go through something like that and then it kills you in the end. Because AC/DC were pretty close to breaking up when you died, but when they found Brian Johnson, they hired him, and he's just as awesome as you are, because from what we know, you sang really high notes for AC/DC, and Brian Johnson even also sings very high notes for AC/DC and has like a really rashy voice, just like you had a rashy voice, in a describing respectful way, not in any particular way or form to hurt your feelings. Brian Johnson is particularly my favorite AC/DC singer, but I also respect your voice as well. So there's no need to feel offended, mate. I still respect you and all that. Is there anything you want to say to Bon?
Yes. Bon, my favourite song that you made was AC/DC, as Sam mentioned. Yeah. And I like all the AC/DC songs. They're all really awesome. I'm very sorry to hear that you passed away by choking on vomit. I give you respect. We loved you all so much. Wait, what year did he die in? Do you remember?
I think it was coming towards the end of the 70s, because 1980 was when Brian Johnson joined, and then they did the Back in Black album, and then in the 90s they did the Razor's Edge album, and a lot of other, and then they've also, and then with Brian they also did For Those About to Rock, their recent new album from 2020, Power Up, and just before I forget, there was another song that AC/DC did with Bon that I also enjoy, and it's called Jailbreak.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
And Bon, if in case you're interested, AC/DC is my second favorite rock band, and I have a lot of your albums, including Brian's albums of AC/DC, and I even have an AC/DC shirt that has the Highway to Hell cover of all the guys' faces on them, which is you, Malcolm Young, Angus Young, and I can't recall who the other guys are, but I think there was Phil Rudd, because Phil Rudd's the drummer, and I know that Angus Young is the guitarist, and Malcolm Young used to be the rhythm guitarist, and and I can't recall who the other guys are, but overall, Bon, you were excellent. You were very talented, and you are deeply missed by a lot of your fans. And another song from ACDC that I find quite interesting, and it's quite a nice song too. That you did was called High Voltage Rock and Roll, and I used to find the song a bit strange because of the way of how it was sung, but but I'm starting to slowly like it, and and uh, and I bet if you met Brian Johnson, you would have been impressed by his vocal range as well, because it's quite similar to yours, because it's it's very high and rashy. Rest in peace, Bon.